Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Carwell video. And today I am going to be building a space shuttle because I accidentally deleted my save file and I needed content, so I decided to do this. And so as you can see, I'm just speed building it here as I put the wing. And the funny thing about the wing is that there's only one, but you have to have, there's like two variants, which are left and right. And you find this a lot, which makes building the shuttle a bit more complicated than it has to be, since the wings don't come with the tires. And getting the tires up there is just a pain, because you have to attach them to nodes. It's not like you attach them like normally, like you just drag them and stuff like that. And I finally placed this wheel down, but then I realized that it's offset by accident, so I have to place it back, and this gave me bit of a nightmare. It was a bit of a nightmare to do, but I eventually do this. A thing about this shuttle that's fascinating is that the heat shield actually works like a heat shield. Like it's coated that way nothing burns when the heat shield is there, which is, cool and all. But some shuttle mods don't do that, and it's just really annoying to, turn on cheats. So here I'm adding the RS-25 engines, or, those engines. And I add the flap, and then I add the, little wing things. And I just carry them over to each side, just like that. And next thing I have to do is I have to add the wing on the top. And I was contemplating adding the, the stock one, but it was a little bit too big for my liking, so yeah. Then I was looking for the orbiting maneuvering things, the Viking engines, and then I staged it just a little bit, and then I named it, and that was like really I hated typing that. And so then I bring it into the vehicle assembly building, you can see, and I'm gonna have to attach the tank. So I move it into position, I attach the radial decoupler, and I put it so that way it has the top part too. And I take the fuel tank, which is right there, and I attach it on. So now we have the shuttle and the fuel tank. So now I need to add the booster decoupler. As you can see, I do this flawlessly, like it's routine. So I add the boosters. They're not relatively big, but they're not they're just the right size. And so then what I do is I just doze off for a minute, and I try to find a little booster cap, which has a little SRB booster on top, and then I add a little bit of mono propellant inside the tank, because I'm gonna add RCS to help better control the tank, because I've had trouble with stability in my previous shuttles. So everything's just about ready for launch. I just gotta and I gotta strut it all together, because the boosters tend to get a bit wonky. And then I just press save a bunch of times, and now it's time to put the clamps on there. And I kind of have to work around the shuttle clamps, and there we go, we're ready for launch. Okay, so now we're launching the rocket, but before we do that, we gotta get it to daytime, all because it'll make it look a lot nicer. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. And so here we go, 3, 2, 1, boom. So let's just do a little circle around, and yeah, this is just like any normal shuttle launch. Here's the thumbnail. This is just like any normal shuttle launch, just go up for a little bit, and then start going over to start going basically towards the water. That's what I do. Okay, so you go towards the water, and you just stay at that orientation for a little bit. And one thing that I noticed about this is that you really shouldn't disconnect the SRBs until the fire coming out has stopped completely. And I'll show you what I mean. So we're currently approaching 30,000 meters above the ground, and there we go. So now I gotta activate the RCS for extra stability and control, and the RCS on the tank works flawlessly. And just like that, boom, here's why, because now the engines are gone. So let's retry this launch again. And as you can see, I used Time Warp, which is the first time I've used Time Warp when launching a rocket in Kerbal Space Program. So this is a really interesting outcome. It turned out better than I expected. And I just turn around, and now I'm performing a I'm basically just trying to circularize my orbit. And one thing that you gotta do when you circularize is you gotta keep your apoapsis right in front of you, like directly in front of you, not too far in front and not in back. So I was trying to, like, you know, maintain that balance there until you almost circularize, which is where the parapsis comes up, and then you can just disconnect your tank and move up, and then go for a glass of water, and then you warp over back. And now I gotta perform my deorbiting burn. So this burn, it took a minute to do, but we're just slowing down by like 1%. No, not 1%, more like 5%. And that'll put us right there in the KSC. Now, I've done many landings in the KSC since my last Space Shuttle video, full launch Space Shuttle video, so I was hoping that I could get it on camera perfect and flawlessly. So far so good. We're re-entering at a 15-degree angle right now. Things are getting extremely hot, but it doesn't matter. So let's just go ahead, and I realize now that I'm losing speed way too much. So I try to straighten out a little bit, and then I realize that I'm gonna overshoot it. So I slow down a little bit, and I'm like, okay, we're good. We have a lot of slack. And then I make the mistake of holding down my key for too long by accident, and I got rid of all of my speed, and all of a sudden it looks like I'm not gonna make it. And I was like, this is a really stressful like landing, but I think I could be able to do it. So I just loaded up a quick save, and I turned on orbital mode, and I just, like, you know, used the RCS and orbital thrusters to try and just give me a little bit of extra speed. And as you can see, that thing in the things in the front were just bothering me, so I turned it off. So yeah, the only RCS going is just back RCS, and that's really all the propellant we're you know, pushing. And now it's time for the landing, which I've screwed up 5 times before, so I didn't want to screw it up for this recording. Okay, so I'm coming in at a fairly steep angle, and I just turned off the rest of the RCS over there, but it stays on for some reason. So I turn off all the thrust, and I turn off RCS, and I have docking mode on. I forget to turn that off, I just realized that. And now here comes the stressful part, landing on the runway. Am I gonna land on the runway? Oh, no, I'm not. Hint, I'm gonna land right off the runway. And I tried to, like, you know, you can see I tried to turn, but I just really couldn't do it. So I just turned my brakes up, and it came to a complete stop. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This is a one entire commentary where I just talked for 8 minutes. I absolutely, oh my god, my voice. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.